Hi, it's Emily, or Emmy Rose 22A, and we are back with day 6 of the Christmas Art Journal Advent Calendar, prompted by Mickie's Mind. I'll have links to her blog and YouTube channel down below. Today's prompt is to do a page inspired by the Nutcracker. I love the Nutcracker suite. I used to play violin. Well, I guess I probably still could play violin, but we played the Nutcracker all the time in orchestra concerts and stuff throughout high school and whatnot. So, and I've been to see the ballet several times, so I thought, oh, this should be easy peasy. Well, finding things to do an art journal page for the Nutcracker proved much more difficult. So I kind of went through what I had. I couldn't really find anything, and luckily my mom found this super cute gift tag, which when you open him up, he's got a little pull at the bottom. His thing says, "For you." And she had received him, so he's used. So he was kind of my inspiration. So what to do with him? I have a Nutcracker. Well, kind of what I thought of scene-wise for this Nutcracker, because the prince is the one who's in all of the dances later on, but this Nutcracker is at the Christmas party. It's at the house, Clara's house. So, and one of my kind of favorite parts is where they take the scene and the big tree pops up. So I was thinking I needed a big Christmas tree with lots of baubles and stuff, and I'd just stick him next to him. I'm not sure what song I'm going to use for today's. We'll kind of figure that out as it goes. So I did a little bit of prep work already for this one. I took a piece of paper that was about the height of the tree I wanted. I folded it in half. I drew a triangle. Then I just kind of scalloped the sides. It's not the most bow-like or anything, but this gave me a template, and I put it on some green pattern paper, so I have a tree. And it is a large tree. So, kind of like I said, like it is at the beginning of the Nutcracker. And then I just went through some scraps I had and made me a little glittery stump. I keep calling it a stump. It's a trunk, not a stump. I don't know why I want it to be a stump. So my tree needs decorations. Their tree's, huge and beautiful. So I have this DMC metallic floss, and I thought this would make really pretty tinsel to kind of drape back and forth around the tree. And in fact, I might actually wrap it around so that it is more true to form. And then I have this foiled cardstock from DCVW, Die Cuts with a View. Pretty sure I got it at Joann's with a coupon, or on a super sale, or with a coupon on top, something like that. Anyway, so I punched some circles from red, blue, purple, and gold to put on my tree for pretty baubles, so it'll be nice and bright. And then my Nutcracker will stand guard. Then I needed a background. So I just kind of went through my pattern papers again. And I have this wood grain, so I think that's going to be my floor. It'll go back here behind the tree and up a little bit. I don't know how far up it's going to go, because it just kind of needs to fade off into the background. And then I wanted something dark for the rest of the room, and I found this one. It actually has a cute little cabin on the bottom of it, but I liked the dark snowflakes for a dark background. And I thought maybe I'd go the paper route today as opposed to like painting or anything. And I know those are snowflakes. It could make it more outdoorsy if you want it to be. I'm not going to have any snowflakes on the wood down here. I'm going to cut a piece that's from the regular wood portion. And I just kind of thought that maybe looked a little wallpaper-ish. And then my December 6th, where are you at? We'll go up here in the corner. I need some kind of topper for my tree. I'm not sure what to do for a star on top. So I am going to trim this down and this down so we have our background. And then I will come back once we have that to wrap my tinsel, garland, whatever, around my tree. And we'll do that together and place my ornaments. And then we'll figure out what we're doing for the topper. I don't have like a star punch or anything like that. So, and oh, I do not like drawing stars. Oh, it drives me a little bit crazy. So, and I don't know that I want it out of the same gold foil as this, because this is a different kind of color than that, which I don't mind, because this is supposed to be garland. These are ornaments, baubles, whatever you want to call them. So, I'm not sure. We shall see what I come up with. So let me trim my pieces down, and like I said, we'll come back to wrap the tree. So I trimmed my pieces down. My paper measured from what I measured exactly 7 by 10. So that's, I cut this 7 by 3.5 and this one 6.5 by 7, and I had this tiny little gap that would either have to go at the top or the bottom or in the middle. So I put it in the middle, and I figured I'd do a little piece of floorboard, baseboard through the middle there. And then I kind of had another idea that while my wood is pretty, and part of it was the tree is what I wanted, I think I'm going to try some ink blending. I bought ink blending tools to go with my Distress inks, and I had never used them. So let's give her a go. This is the Vintage Photo Distress ink. And I just bought the little, these are the Ranger mini whatever round thingies, and they come with 4 foams. So I kind of tried it on a scrap piece, and my surface isn't the flattest, I think, is part of my problem. But if you notice, I don't know if you can completely see that, but it brings the ink in more so than just like edging it. And you have to use a really light hand, and it doesn't take a lot of ink. I was really surprised. If you look, my dauber isn't even brown, but the ink is moving. So I just kind of thought, and where my paper, this scrapbook paper is just like regular thin paper, so I do have to be kind of careful that I'm not going, like I have to go out at the corners, because the corners they'll bend up. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. So I just thought this might be a little something fun, different, something I've wanted to try. This is not obviously, this is probably not the best paper for ink blending, since it is such a thin paper. I just thought if I could get a little more depth around my edges, that couldn't really hurt. So I think I'm going to call that good enough. Just gave me a little something around the edges. Like I said, just a little more depth, a little different from straight up edging, inking, I guess, the sides. So it does get the ink on my cutting mat, and I don't want that to get on anything else. That was just a baby wipe. And I would also like to do the same thing on my tree. I don't have a super great matching color for my tree. I just figured it needed a little bit of darkness, so I'm just going to use my pine needles. That's what I've got. It's a bluer tint than my tree is, but again, it just kind of gives me a little something on the sides. And I can see the difference. I don't know if you can, how you got the darker shading over here than you do over here. I can see it in the screen, so hopefully you guys can see it and you think it's worthwhile as well. Like I said, this is something I've wanted to try for a while. At least we know I'm somewhat capable. I still have to figure out my star. Every good Christmas tree's got to have a star, right? With this ink blending, I've heard less is more. Go back to your pad more often. And light hand. Blend gently. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'll be excited to try this on some. I need to do my research and figure out which cardstock is supposed to be the best for blending. I know there are plenty of videos out there talking just about paper and which papers people prefer for things like ink blending and their distress colors. There. I like that. Let me clean this up. And we will get our garland on our tree. Because that would be my next phase. I'm enjoying that. I like it when you see a technique online and it actually works out. Oh, this just has a little bit of a, there's like a knot here at the end of it. So I'm just going to cut that out. And as I had mentioned, I think I'm genuinely going to wrap it around my Christmas tree. So I need tape. Oh, look how handy. I just happen to have my white duct tape that I stuck my wires down with yesterday. This will work. I just need a small piece. I'm going to stick that to the back. And I'm going to start all the way at the top. I'm not going to wrap like every single scallop. To me, that would be a little ridiculous. You can see my boo-boo on the back of my tree. I told you I drew out that pattern first, and then I went to trace on my paper and I didn't have it in the right place. Because I wanted to round the base of it. I had it just flat, like the bottom of the triangle would have been flat. And that's not what I wanted. So sorry, I had to pull some more stuff out. Some more floss, I guess is what this is. Words. Well, that is quite fun. I like the way this is working up. Not that I didn't think it would work, but I wasn't sure how to be honest, I wasn't sure how I was going to like attach it. But I don't know why this just didn't occur to me, because this completely makes sense to just wrap your tree. And then we are going to come around that side and around the back, and we will stick it on down here with my other piece of tape. I didn't want to use just Scotch tape. Didn't seem like it would be strong enough. And the next only other, I have washi tapes, which are, in my opinion, less strong than a Scotch tape. So I figured I have this duct tape. It's a big old roll, so why not use it? Okay, let's trim up my top piece there. And we have an adorable Christmas tree to stick my ornaments on. So I think I'm going to assemble my page. this needs to go. Yeah, it shouldn't really matter, but for some reason, to me it does. Guys up, because I want this to be stuck at the very, very bottom. And I want it to be nice and centered. It looks like I will have to edge this a little bit to make sure. I don't know that there's a right side up or an upside down to this one either. I have to make sure all my edges are good and stuck. And I totally missed the edge. Oops. Oops. Does matter that way. One way it's 6.5, one way it's 7. That would make a big difference. And then this guy, oh, well, oh, I just lost my stick. I thought my tape had broken. This is a little over sticky, but I have one of those like plasticky gummy eraser thingies, so I will. Oh, and that's working just fine. My finger's getting it up. A little bit of sticky, and I am going to grab my dewdrops so I can edge the top and the bottom to get rid of this little bit of white that I've got going on. So I'm going to do the bottom in the rich cocoa. And I really didn't want to do any edging on that piece of baseboard because I really want it to sink into the background. That's its whole purpose. It's supposed to be the little divider, but I don't want it to be noticeable. That's I'm trying to get the tip of the ink into where that paper didn't quite get. And it's not doing that the most. Oh well. If you notice that tiny bit, you're more perceptive, I guess, than I. More particular. This is definitely taking care of a big part of that. Alrighty. Now I don't know if I want to just set my tree in there. Let's give him a home. So he's going to need to be stuck down. I think he needs to be stuck down before he gets decorated. See, my trunk's going to go... Oh, I think my trunk goes that way. Well, if it didn't before, it should, because I need it to come down a little bit. Oh, goodness. And I don't know if this glittery paper will edge or not. Oh, yeah. Shouldn't be surprised. Doesn't everything edge? But this has the glittery on the front, and the back's just kind of a foiled, but the middle is white. So I definitely didn't want, oh well. I maybe should have edged my tree to make it stand out, but it's got the garland on it already, so it's kind of a done deal, in my opinion, for my kind of work. And he's gonna stand there, so let's see. Oh, I need to know where my trunk is to figure out where to put my tree. I think I'm just gonna use this same tape runner to stick this down. Hope that's not gonna cause problems with that. Garland. Let's see here. I want it over to the right so there's a little bit of room for the nutcracker. That looks about straight to me. Here's hoping. That's kind of funny. It is wavy, but I don't know that I mind that. It's only wavy because of the, like, the strings going along the back, but it gives it a little more dimension. I'm going to use some liquid glue on this since it is the foiled back. And that will go down. I sigh a lot too. Good gracious. So there's my tree. Now I need to decorate it. I think I'm going to place my balls, my ornaments, my balls. Oh my gosh, that looks so cute. Wow. I'm still surprised that some of this stuff even remotely works out. To be honest, I don't know. I feel like I have zero clue what I'm doing still. We're on day, well, we're only on day 6. It's not like I've been doing this for ages. But I do still feel like a total noob when it comes to this artsy stuff. Oh, I'm quite heavy down there. Oops. Guess you shouldn't have a gluey fingertip, but I don't mind if some of these, I don't know if they should go on top of the garland or in front of it. Oh, here's another gold guy. You can come over here, blue one. Oh, red and purple. Oh, that's somewhat very symmetrical, but I think I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to use my multi-medium and glue these down. I don't think you guys need to watch me glue down my ornaments. And close your yap, buddy. Then he's going to go over there. Oh yeah, I need a star for my top. I need a saying of some kind. And I think I don't want to mess up my ornaments. I guess it depends on where my saying goes, because this could go over here if I do a big saying thing down there. Not sure. So let me glue on my ornaments, figure out my topper, figure out my saying, and I'll be back and we'll take care of those together. We are back. All of my ornaments are secured on. I think I figured out a solution for my star topper and for my Christmas song. So I think first things first, I'm going to stick down my my nutcracker. Since he's a little chunky, I'm going to use my multi-medium mat. or tape. We'll glue the back of this down. Sorry, it's got names on it. I don't know if that matters or not, but like I said, this was an actual used gift tag. My mom collects nutcrackers, so I am guessing that is why she kept him. But now he will be in my advent calendar for all time and like posterity or whatever. Just one sec, let me get a stamp block real quick. Let's put this heavy guy on there to weigh him down. We'll double layer him. He ain't going anywhere. Oh, so my star topper. I kind of looked through what I had sticker-wise, and I've got some of these really pretty, like, metallic. They're kind of hard to see because they're clear. Oh, I just made a big mess with all my scrap papers. I was just trying to get one out so you could see. There we go. So they're clear. So I was really kind of taken with one of these gold snowflakes, but there's, to me at least, they're fairly clearly snowflakes and not stars. I really like this one, seems most star-like. And then I found this one, and it has this little star on it, but this star is pretty small. It's smaller than my ornaments are, so that doesn't seem quite right. So what my thought is to layer one of the gold snowflakes and put the star in the middle. This will almost be like the glowing light around it. And also on this one, there's this pretty Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas with a sprig, and that is a Christmas carol, and I thought it would be cute on the wall right there, so it'll almost look like a wall hanging in the background at the Christmas house. So let's do my star first, since I'm far more sure on that one of what I want to do. Maybe. Aren't these just stickers? There we go. I was going to say, do I not know how to work a sticker? Wouldn't somewhat shock me the most if I was a little dingy and didn't know exactly how to work a sticker. Trying to stick that under the garland so it's right up to the top of the page. See, that's quite pretty on its own, but I think with the star in the middle of it, it'll make it that much more obviously a star tree topper. Like I said, I think they'll go together super well. The golds are a smidge bit different, but I think that helps. Oh, see, I like that. My tree needed that. Now let's see if my December, yes. That'll still fit there. With this, I edged it kind of in a little bit with my Gold Brilliance ink pad, dewdrop, I guess. And since it wasn't the most bold ever, I went along just the very, very edges, like just barely rubbed on the edges, not like inked on the edges, with the rich cocoa to kind of give it just a little bit more definition. So I think that's going to go over there. My nutcracker should be good in place. So, you can see that gives me a good space right there for my cute little wall decoration, as I'm considering it. I don't know the last name of the people in the nutcracker, or I would call it like their household or whatever, but so I'm trying to go kind of equidistant from the top and the side. Oh, that's got glitter on it too. And I thought about trying to back that middle part because it is kind of transparent, but it's got that little bit of a harlequin look to it, and I can see it just fine from there. Oh, and I need to glue down my December 6th. Let's forget about that part. Defining what day it is. I guess I could have put that down under the tree. Too late now. Hope it doesn't detract from my pretty star too much. It might have been a little better like a present down there, but that's okay. So this one's, I feel like it's maybe a little disjointed-ish, but I think it's really cute. It's really fun. It's really playful. It's very different. He says, for you, for you. I kind of like that my Nutcracker really talks. So, like I said, I struggled kind of with an idea for this one, so I'm glad I came up with something. It fits the bill. It's got the Nutcracker and it's got a song in it, so I couldn't be more happy. And I am very much looking forward to day 7. So we will see you on day 7. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if you want to see more from me, and we will see you soon. Bye.